Okay, so we are going to continue this conversation with Josh. Now, Kyrsten Sinema has been one of the more prominent political names in Arizona politics for a long time. She was a leader of the state legislature. She was extremely high profile during her time in the U.S. Senate. She's now facing a lawsuit that I've never heard of a lawsuit quite like this before, Des. It's called a homewrecker lawsuit. Mm-hmm. So, Josh, what the heck is it?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that we need to kind of put it into historical context. So the broken heart law, or the homewrecker statute, really began in England in the early 18th century, where women were considered more like property, and the marriage together was seen as a social status, and it could lead to good jobs and connections. And if a man came in and stole somebody's wife away, it affected their social status, which is where that tort liability came in. So when America became a nation, we adopted that law as part of our civil code. And most of the states, including Arizona, adopted similar statutes. In fact, Arizona still has on the books that adultery is a misdemeanor offense.
Really?
Yeah, it's still on the books.
How many states have that still on the books?
About eight. About eight states.
And we're one of them. Wow.
Yep. So this case was brought in a state where it's still litigated somewhat frequently.
Okay. Which is North Carolina?
North Carolina. Okay. And, what the allegation here is, and what they have to prove is, number one, when I say they, I mean the ex-wife. She has to show that there was a valid marriage and that it was destroyed because of the actions of Kyrsten Sinema, that there was no other reason, like that, specifically, that she cannot, if Kyrsten Sinema can prove that the marriage was on the outs, that that this wasn't a solid marriage to begin with, then there's no lawsuit. So the main question is going to be is whether or not Kyrsten Sinema's actions destroyed the marriage. But for her actions, would the marriage still be wonderful, so to speak?
Now, you mentioned that there is, we have adultery law in Arizona. It's a misdemeanor. This is not even a criminal case, right? This is a civil case.
Yes.
And is the wife suing for a lot of money?
Oh, she is, yes. And she originally brought the lawsuit in state court, which definitely would have favored her because of the jurisdiction of the jury. Mm-hmm. So it would have been certainly hometown advantage. But Kyrsten Sinema's attorneys were clever, and they were able to transfer the case to federal court, where the jurisdiction of where the jury would come from is much, much larger and favors her. So I think that she definitely has the advantage right now.
How in-depth, how detailed would a case like this become in court? I don't know if there's ever been one that's as high profile as this. And so, as it moves forward, I don't know if you know the timeline, but are they going to get into the nitty-gritty details of what was going on in this relationship?
Oh, absolutely.
No, they would have to.
And I've already read the complaint, and it's available online.
It's going to be X-rated stuff.
It is X-rated, and it's already explicit. It's drug-fueled. And these cases live and die in the chronology of events. What happened, when it happened, and did it directly cause and destroy the marriage?
So what do you think about some of the evidence that the ex-wife is bringing to the table then? Does she have a couple valid kind of points that she feel are strong?
She has very valid points that there was an affair, there was nefarious conduct. However, it's going to be difficult to prove that this action is what destroyed the marriage, because presumably the ex-husband is going to come in and say, look, the marriage was already on the rocks. I had some mental disorders from being a vet. I think he had PTSD. And, it was bound to fail. And this was just something at the tail end of a failing marriage. So, that's going to be the hardest element for the ex-wife to have to overcome to win this case.
Now, and could she sue her husband, too, or ex-husband?
No. So the husband's conduct conduct is just assumed to be bad, and it's not the focus of this case. So if you look,
And what would you sue him for? You know, what are you going to get out of it?
well, in divorce proceedings, there may be some avenues here. But if you remember back to the English common law, it's the status that is being protected here by the state.
Okay.
You know, the sanctity of marriage and what that means for connections, for jobs, and so forth.